Well, it's a warm day here, but I'm in confinement for 5 days.
You what?
You get exposed?
Yeah, well, then, I already had it.
Oh, okay.
Today's my last day, 5 days.
I don't know. I'll
One of our commissioners made it 2 years without getting sick, and he just got sick last 2 weeks. He's been out with COVID. Mike Burton did, so.
I made it till January. Just,
I had no idea where I got it.
I had a couple friends that got exposed, well, I don't know where they got exposed, but they got it. So they've had the shots,
I
but.
survived Orange Beach and didn't get it. I thought for sure I'd get it down there. They're like code red. My family made me go.
So I'm hoping that I don't get it, but who knows?
A friend of mine made it all the way through also. She's young, she's been vaccinated, all the boosters, but went on a cruise where everybody's vaccinated.
Yeah.
And has to test to get on, and she
Still got it?
She still got it. So she's like, dang it.
I
Luckily,
wouldn't-
no
They
symptoms.
couldn't pay me to go on the cruise. Just this
No,
thing's-
breathe all that circulated air.
Oh,
I sleep on the deck.
All right, we note that we have a minimum quorum. We have to have right at 2/3 of the individuals in the room. We do have that. So we have 3 out of our 5 members. Mr. Cox and Mr. Pinkerton are not with us, but we do have quorum, and we will move forward with calling the Grant County Drainage Board to order May 31st. Happy end of the month. And we do have minutes before us. Just want to check here. Richard was absent, and Pat was absent before, so it's just us 3 that would have to approve them anyway, so. I don't know if you want to make the motion, Gordon, or,
I'll make a motion. I read them.
okay, Kenny makes the motion,
Second.
and Gordon seconds the motion to approve minutes as presented. And we would say, all those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So we have 2 in-house ayes, 1 WebEx aye. And again, I have to do that because state law and our ordinance requires it. So we're good to go there. And it looks like we can do all the claims at once, can't we? So if you don't mind walking us through the claims.
Well, yeah, them guys are gone, so. Okay. Grant County Treasurer, $7,338. This is a transfer from General Drain Improvement Fund back to maintenance funds. Peerless Printing, $72.98 for office supplies. Cook Excavating, $3,750 on Pipe Creek. $141,256 in the fund. Cook Excavating, $1,875 on Pipe Creek. Cook Excavating, $2,250 on Pipe Creek. Cook Excavating, $1,000 on Pipe Creek. Cook Excavating, $1,076 on the Winger Ditch, $22,835 in the fund. Cook Excavating, $623.50 on the Clark Branch tile, $36,604 in the fund. Sullivan Excavating, $4,002.80 on Potter Ditch, $33,000 in the fund. Hunt's Drainage, $1,314 on 10 Mile Ditch, $6,466 in the fund. Bragg Excavating, $6,049.23 on the Gillespie Ditch, $5,770.51 in the fund. We went over on this one and wiped that fund out. It's a larger tile. This is what it took to get it all fixed in the farm field.
So we're basically $80 in the red right now.
Right. And, you know, there's one landowner that was kind of upset that we were working in the farm field, not working in the swampy woods, and kind of ran out of money. But, you know, he would like the whole thing replaced, but he's looking at a $200 assessment per acre. And it's going to take him convincing everybody else to completely redo the tile.
Which one's that on?
Gillespie?
Gillespie, that's out on the East County line, Kenny.
Okay.
John's Repair Service, $5,480 on Luger Creek, $2,100 in the fund, $1,850 for John's Repair Service, also on Luger Creek, and John's Repair Service, $5,200 on Luger Creek, and John's Repair Service, $1,447.50 on the Wigger of the Ludlam. That is a tile. And there's $1,311.29 in that fund. So we're just a little short there to fix up the Wigger tile.
And it says not collecting in 22, so we won't see any money coming in until spring of 23, right?
Right, it apparently been shut off.
Okay.
It's a short tile, but it's real old. And then we have Drury Simmons, $3,673.52 on Hummel Creek. And then Christopher Burke, $1,080 on Hummel Creek. And I've talked to Matt, I've told him we're done. You know, we'll let the agencies do what they want to do, but we're not going to press them or talk to them. So hopefully that's the last bill on him. I thanked him.
Yeah, I just asked Mary prior to the meeting about if we've heard from Mr. Leone reference what our debt was that we were going to try and collect on, and we haven't gotten anything yet, so I'll probably instruct Mary to go ahead and send an email to him asking where we are on that. So we have all the claims in front of us. Any other questions on the claims that as they're presented?
And there's about
Yeah, look.
10 or 11 other ditches that are being done, that the bills are gonna come in soon too.
Okay.
Mary's got a list of them here.
Jim, on Pipe Creek, what areas are you working in?
Well, a lot of this was, north of Mirtown and south of Mirtown and in the Stone Quarry. Fixed some erosion back in there. Stony Creek comes in and dumps in, and we had to fix the outlet of Stony Creek into there. And he's up in Middlesworth. He's making that loop up towards Newhow and then back down to Sweetser. But these are all individual farms that, you know, the farmer wants him there every year to take out them log jams.
No, I'm not questioning. There's a lot of work to be done on
Yeah,
Pipe Creek.
and he, you know, we're trying to hold it down, but get it where it'll drain as good as we can this summer. You know, Newhouse made that request to dig a access path from 13 on around to 5, but you got 2 houses north of there that have a iffy on flooding. So I don't want to clean the channel. That's going to be a bid or quote job all out to all contractors, because if we go in and I don't know what size path to make, 40 feet, I was going to talk to the board about that sometime. They're 60-foot trees, so we probably need better than 40 feet. But, you know, we could use a lot of that money up, you know, and that'd be fall, because it's got to come on around at least back to 18. So you're talking about a lot of clearing. And Newhouse is okay with that for right now. I think if we got the little strip, then he would probably clear the rest and it'd be all farm field, you know. But I'm just worried about these 2 houses if we get the channel too clean, you know, without doing it north of there.
Because the flow will it'll hold up there?
Yeah. And we're just interested in getting the channel clean, but this is the fix for this spring to make sure nobody floods.
Any other questions?
I I see not collecting 2022, but I see that's on the Richard, is that, or is
That's
that?
the Wigger of Ludlam.
Oh, okay.
The Ludlam's actually an open ditch branch, and he worked on the Ludlam here a while back, and a lot of this work is on the upper tributaries to free up those tiles on Amy Lozier's and John Blue area,
Okay.
north of 200 North.
Okay.
It makes a big horseshoe bend and then comes back to 200 North.
You ready for a motion?
Yes, sir.
I Make a motion, we approve all claims as presented.
Second.
Kenny has seconded that. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Two ayes in-house and one on the web. We passed that. We've already mentioned Hummel Creek, Little Crane Pond. We haven't done anything with the attorneys. Solar ordinance, we've got a month that we're gonna be probably having some findings of fact by the commissioners, and then a consideration of the ordinance that area plan sent. That'll be next month yet, even though next month is tomorrow. Gordon had talked a little bit about us tweaking the chaining ordinance. Anything you want to say on that right now?
No, I didn't get looked at, so, but we do need to tweak it and make sure that it does what we want it to do.
Yeah, if we can get any additional words or phrases or just, this is what we want, we'll put it back to Kyle, our attorney, and have him make the amendment or new ordinance to replace what's currently there.
Because I know they plowed in on 100 West between, I think it's 650 and 700. And they plowed it in, because I can see it's there. So I don't, and I talked to them before that meeting, but it already was plowed in. They were aware that, yeah, we got to chain it in, but I don't know who gave permission to plow that in that section.
Yeah.
That's where we need to make sure everybody's on board.
Yes.
The people were there, but I don't know when that plowed in. It was plowed there before that. So anyway, we'll have to,
And they get their permit from the highway department. Is that correct?
yeah.
So we need to make sure that the highway department emphasizes
Right,
this ordinance.
yeah.
All right, anything under new business that we need to handle before we go to other business and bids? Hearing none, other business, what do we got with Potter Creek?
We sent out notices for bids on Potter Creek, and we just got one from Jeff Redmond today. And, you know, that's in the woods, and there's no crops really involved in this. I didn't know what Jeff's time frame was. I've been out to look at the dueling. It looks real good. And he had worked it out where he's gonna pull back in the fall to dredge that, because everybody was getting planted, so I think everybody's happy out there. I know Jeff's got spread kind of thin, didn't he? Yeah.
Completely,
Huh?
completely.
Well, that's good, but,
It is.
you know, so we could probably, the tiles are draining on this, we could probably wait a little while, but, and is it collecting, Mary? We've got $33,713 in the fund,
It is collecting,
and his bid is $40,000.
yeah, it's collecting.
What,
What does it bring? It brings in pretty good money.
spring, what are we bringing?
Okay, in the spring. Okay, spring hasn't been posted yet, but last fall we got 15,000. And then last spring we got 19,500.
Okay, so we would anticipate at least about 15
Yes,
on the low end, so that's gonna put us past, you know.
And there'll be some tile breaks. See, there was one tile break out there for $402.80 on the Potter ditch. It's just gonna depend on how close them guys are looking or what they're farming around, but that is two 24-inch tiles that branches off into different sizes, goes a lot of different directions, so I think we could go ahead and go with Redmond on it. He's also got an alternative price to cross the road and take out a few log jams, and there wasn't too many in that woods. It's just gonna be to get back to them, to take the path of least resistance, and then kind of pile them up where you think they won't flow out of the flood, so we're not trying to haul them off or nothing, but he's got an alternative quote in there for the machine, $220 an hour, backhoe $125, skid steer $125, and chainsaw per day at $50. So
What's that total? Or you
Well,
just
that-
don't know,
Hourly.
that's just what?
that's an hourly rate, and, you know, we had no way to guess how long that was gonna be. So we got his prices here. He could spend, you know, a couple good days back there, maybe 3 days. You know, it just depends on how.
So you've been, you know what's there,
Yeah, we walked it.
yeah.
I was recovering from COVID, so I had to hunt up a few logs to rest and breathe
So
on.
2 or 3 days at the most, and we need to get the log jams out, right?
Yeah, that's the whole request is,
Well, we got 40, bid 40.
a couple days, you're probably gonna get the logs out, I'm guessing.
So we should be able to have the money to
Mhm,
do the job.
mhm.
The
Okay.
spring hasn't posted yet, and it should be posting probably before the end of June.
And there's a chance that Jeff's not gonna be there for a little while, right?
It's gonna be a little while. I would think summer, like, cause
Okay.
I know we've got several things we're finishing up and doing right now.
And the lady that lives there, there's a
Okay.
couple trees she wanted left.
Okay.
You know, we're just gonna mark them before he pulls in, or when he gets ready.
Okay.
We'll put flagging tape on them and I'll meet her again. And,
I don't like that,
Yeah.
because when then there are trees.
yeah, she's a bird person and she wants a couple mulberries left.
Oh, that's one you don't
The
want.
worst tree, the worst.
You
Yeah.
worst tree that-
The worst
We
tree
cut a
that lives.
bunch down.
I didn't wanna fight with her that day.
what, who is the name? Not that it makes any difference, you know?
Gosh. Yes, if I looked on the county's website, I do.
Oh, okay, well.
I don't remember her name. Her dad was the one that owns the tool and die place. He's retired in Converse. I want to say Renbarger.
I don't know.
I want to say Renbarger.
Maybe we ought to make her aware that when we don't own the trees and when they need to come down, they'll be at her expense. That might change her mind,
Right.
you know?
And, you know, they've got a long gravel driveway there and we're working on the opposite side of the driveway to not tear the driveway up and have a place to put the spoil. So there's a chance that we could clear cut one side and cut to the top of the bank on the other and then leave enough trees that would satisfy her. But I'll try not to leave too many.
Yeah,
So have we figured out our disposition on Potter Creek?
I think we can do it.
The question is, do we want to go ahead and vote on it?
Yeah, I'd like for you to, please.
okay.
Kenny knows a lot of them guys up there, it depends on drainage. It's Middlesworth, Mormon, Brown.
Okay, that's up in that area.
I think there might be even some cases coming that way. A lot of Middlesworth does.
Okay. Well, we should have the money, so.
But I need to meet Jeff before they start whacking stuff down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can get these people to sign a paper if they want the trees left, when it's a problem, that's their.
As soon as we leave one, the wind will blow that mulberry in the ditch.
Yeah. Mulberry's the worst ones, oh gee.
She was a
Anyway.
bird person. I just remembered her saying she wanted a mulberry lake.
You know the old expression, the mulberries won't grow till they go through a bird. I don't know if that's true, but you see a lot of.
Pre-fertilized that way, right?
Anyway, no, that's not it. Do we need a motion to?
Yes, sir.
Accept this? I make a motion to accept the bid on Potter Creek.
Second.
Motion with support to accept the bid on Potter Creek. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of awarding Redmond with the Potter Creek bid would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carried 2 in-house to 1 on the web, and that is good. Any other business we gotta do? Kenny? Excuse me. I was thinking Kenny, but I was looking at Jim.
It just showed me. You have to call in.
We good, Kenny?
Do what?
Are we good?
Well, we're good.
Okay, I'm good.
You wanna make the Gene Johnson,
Yeah.
motion?
I'll make a motion with adjourn. My
Okay.
gosh,
See you, Kenny.
short meeting.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye,
Or
Aye.
goodbye.
aye. Thank you.
Thanks,
Good
Kenny.
to see you, Kenny. When you coming back?
Thursday.
Oh, okay. Okay. What-
In Florida, and he's stuck inside because he's exposed to COVID, and then he has to come home so he can do things. Take care.
Well, one thing about it, there's an awful good clinic down here.
Let me know when to scroll.
We've got a minute.
They do a good job taking care of you.
I'm so we gotta, downright talk,
Mhm.
and I don't know how we're gonna keep that from happening, because a lot of those ditches, nobody knows where they're at. Now, downright told, because we're still here, and it goes, comes through him down to my dad's place.
Yeah.
But there's so many people you won't know.
Pat had talked about something, I wrote it down, and we need to explore it a little further, but
Yeah.
even mutual drains,
The R's.
there's some type of
Yeah, I got to think.
coverage that they become access to the public because they're mutual and they flow in. And
Yeah,
if
that's
that's
the
the
guys
case,
in
then we'll
What do you
cite
say,
it
Renbarger? I say
in our
Renbarger.
ordinance that any
Rennegar?
discovered mutual drains have to be
Rennegar?
repaired to county standard.
And the problem is,
Do you guys need
if
anything
they
else
don't
from
know
me?
where they're
Huh?
at.
Do you need
Yeah.
anything else from me?
They already built
I'll
the
let him
solar
know that he
unit,
needs to
so
talk to you before he moves in,
that's
but
not
I think
gonna be easy.
I think he's getting ready to spray,
Because
so.
I've got
in a
Okay.
couple weeks.
It'll be a while.
one farm down,
I'm thinking
High
summer,
school,
if
no,
it doesn't
high
include the
school.
crops, then it's
No,
great
there's
summer
no
work,
crops
so.
two
involved on
ditches that
this.
come
And
through
you-
the neighbor's
There's a
farm.
grass strip at the head wall, because
I
the
know
one
where
pump,
they're at,
he's gotta
you know,
go
and-
wrap around and do a little work here. We wanna stay off the driveway.
You know,
Okay.
they know
And
that
then there's gonna be a couple
personal
of trees.
trials, nobody knows
Okay,
where
no
they're at.
problem.
Thanks a lot.
When I'm up there, I'll shoot you a text.
Okay, good, do, because, yeah,
I'm glad you didn't have a competition today.
I know,
Then how do you gonna?
makes it
Yeah.
kinda
Probably won't
nice.
have any on the other.
Yeah,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna,
scare them all
you
Probably,
know,
off. John Enyart's out working,
is he,
Ryan, maybe
and he's got his
listening
hands
to
full
our
too right
discussion
now, so
here,
that's why he didn't respond. so.
good deal.
if
But
All right.
they do
See you
a
later.
ground
They could've
penetrating
waited on this
radar or
one.
LiDAR,
If they'd asked,
Will
they
that
could've
show?
waited on this one too, you know.
it's just, I mean, Todd,
I don't know.
Thanks.
I know that the
So the
old fashioned way is you punch
dig it,
punch
or
it.
prod,
Yeah, prod.
But-
And
How do you make this work?
if we know that there's a mutual drain somewhere on some of this land, we've talked about the concept of
Yeah, hold this and
everyone
scroll.
has to be
Am I-
done according to its
I guess it's right.
unique specifications.
There we
If we
go.
know there's a mutual drain on there, we might require the company to do a LiDAR test or a ground penetrating radar and say, map out where the current
Rennegar.
drain is before you,
There is a
see, I don't know
rent.
anything about what the vessel, how they,
yeah,
you know.
it's fairly expensive, but, you know, put the burden on them.
Well, yeah, yeah. So they can stay out of it,
Yeah.
where it's at, because once they penetrate them, how we gonna
Yeah.
fix them and stuff, you know? In fact, my deal is, we shouldn't put it in the soil, you know, see them, but I understand the pressure, but,
Well, you know,